went through a pocket where you thought you were alone, you got help. Why do you think it's necessary to remind people to take care of yourself?
I think it's important to instill hope in our community. I think a lot of times, well, we know that 1 in 5 youth suffer from a mental health condition. And so it's very important that we continue to destigmatize mental health. And, stigmatization is the form of negative stereotypes. If you have a mental health condition, you can't be successful, they say, or you must be crazy, or she's not all there. And those are all negative, stigmatized opinions. It's important to keep the conversation going and to keep the conversation open so people know that there is hope, there is recovery, you're not alone. A lot of what I do with my platform is just instill hope in people. I've been able to go into the Department of Education and share my story with a lot of our students. I believe I've been able to talk to around 7,000 students in the state of Hawaii. Being able to use my voice as a way to encourage others to use their voice and to stand up and be like, no more. Like, this is something that we're going to talk about. And that is why my platform is called End the Silence, because I think it's all about speaking up, standing up. And with the pageant, I've been able to have this platform to be able to share this with others. And soon I'll be going to Jackson, Tennessee for the Miss Volunteer America. So I'm looking forward to being able to share my platform at a national level as well.
Can you share your social handles so people can track where you are now through the pageant and what you're going to be doing post-pageant?
You can follow at Miss Hawai'i Volunteer or at Ya Favorite Latina, YAFAVORITE, Latina with 2 A's.
When did you choose to get help? What happened for you?
Yeah, when I was 15 years old, I went through a lot of bullying in my life and I faced a very dark time. This was the kind of bullying, you couldn't escape. It was in classrooms, it was on the way home from school, and so there was just never a safe space. It was also online as well. Having this overwhelming feeling, it just always felt so lonely. I recently made a documentary and I talked about how I remember how it felt to sit in a bathroom and put my feet up because I was so afraid of people. So now being able to use my voice, no more, I'm no longer afraid. I am not ashamed of the things that I've been through. And unfortunately, I had attempted to end my life at a very young age. And thankfully, I have survived that part of my life. And I was able to go to one-to-one therapy, group therapy, and I was able to overcome that dark time. That's the part that matters. And that's the part that should be shared with our youth. Sometimes we think we're in a dark phase, but we have the choice to let the things that we go through be our pain or be our purpose. I chose to make it my purpose. Instead of letting the things that, broke me down, keep me down, I decided to let it build me.
If someone is not ready to get help, it's not going to be of any assistance. But how can you embolden loved ones to be a cushion for them or a net?
There are so many resources that are available in our community, and you're right. Sometimes people are not willing to come forward and accept, I have a mental health condition. It is still a very stigmatized topic. Just be a friend, just be of support, and just always recommend that, Mental Health America is here, NAMI Hawaii is here, the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention is here. Check on them as well. I think it's very important that we check on our friends and we remind them that we are there to be of support to them. If you are going through a mental health crisis, it is important to speak up and get the help you need. Your life is so important, and I think a lot of times people are so stuck in a depressive state and they think, no, life is better without me, or my family could push through without me. And there's just such a ripple effect when it comes to depression specifically. I can't speak for everybody's personal experience, but I can speak for myself. And I remember after I tried to do that to myself and hurt myself, I remember the trauma it caused to my family. My brother and me used to share a bunk bed. And I remember the fear of him always peeking his head over to make sure, I was okay, always checking on me. And then my mom, wanted me to leave the door open, constantly coming in the room and checking on me as well, and making sure, did you get home from school? Did you eat? Constant calls. And that's the fear, the fear of losing your sibling, of losing your daughter to a mental health condition. And to this day, my mom, sometimes I get sad and I can hear it in her voice. I can see it in her face, this fear of no, please don't go down that path. But getting the help that I needed really helped me see that there's just so much beauty in life. And I think it's responsible for, being able to be here in front of you today and being able to work for the radio. And the girl that I was before, she was so shy, she was so timid, she was so scared of everything. So the girl that I am now, it's just so unbelievable when you compare the both of us.
Being human it can be hard, but it's like so fun if you get the support and encouragement. Thank you, Asia. Is there anything that you want me to include?
I'm going to be going to Miss Volunteer America in about 2 weeks or so to compete for the national title of Miss Volunteer America. So I'm looking forward to representing our community with aloha, grace, and just being able to push the importance of mental health is my big goal. Walking away with so much growth from the experience. I know I'm going to take so much away. If you are interested in voting for me on the People's Choice, you can go to Miss Volunteer America and you can find my picture, click Hawaii, and vote. $1 per vote. If you are just interested in supporting me, feel free to just send me a good luck message as well. It's not always about monetary value. Thank you so much for your support and to everybody else's support as well.